is Eric Vale, the voice of Trunks, and you're listening to Chibi No Podcast.
Protect them all! Oh my god!
Great explosion, murder gun! Dynamite!
Strong.
I'm swatted!
What is up, peeps? It is time for another episode of Chibi No Podcast. You got me, Dave the Smash fan.
Mister.
Not Mr. Japorean.
And Shark King.
What was that? What is with you guys? What is with you? Shark King.
Let him be.
Sorry.
One guy. I did not mess up.
I did not make you. I don't know why. I just heard you laugh. I just heard you laugh.
When have I ever done that? What starts with an M?
Sorry, not meant you.
Shark King.
Mister.
Shark King. Stupid.
Anyway.
Like that episode of Family Feud. Give me a name that starts with an H.
Jose.
Good answer.
Anyways.
We are Chibi.
Yeah, if you're first time watching, we're just a bunch of friends talking about nerdy stuff because that's what we do. That's what we have time for.
Bunch of shit.
That's what it do, Yugi.
Yeah, what to do, Yugi?
Boy.
I don't have it here anymore. I have this one.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Gosh dang it.
That one's such a great one. We have tons of stuff to talk about, but let's before we get into like any news, I just did want to inform everyone
To their one.
is that we have, I don't know how we got roped into this game, but we have are attempting again to do a Soul Link
I'm going to
of
stop you right there.
Pokemon Emerald.
I knew you would, Yugi boy. Yugi boy. Whatever you say, Yugi boy.
Why is there come I shouldn't be surprised.
just
there's
a compilation of
video
it.
that.
Yeah, Yugi boy.
What are you going to say?
No, that he keeps saying he's like, I don't know how I got roped into
We got
this.
roped into
I
it.
didn't even bring it up this time. These
know.
guys were like,
You can say
you know
no.
what? We haven't played. He's like, we haven't done
I
a
was
Soul
like
Link in a long
itching
time.
it. It's fun doing it.
I know, but David's like,
No,
oh, I got
David's
roped
like-
into it again. I'm like,
You
Eh,
can say no.
He makes it sound like he was
I
like
know.
forced.
He was like the very first one to
we were
go.
kind of forced.
No.
I know we weren't forced,
See?
but
Liar.
it's
and even the first one, like I don't even know how it came. How the first one came up.
I was-
Wanted to. You were gonna play, and I was like, oh, had you Nuzlocke? He's like, I've never done that. I'm like, hey, I want to play with you. He's like, do you want to do a Soul Link? And then Dave was like, what's that? And then all three of us ended up doing it together.
Yeah.
And then it ended up roping in Paul.
Yeah.
Because we had to.
Sadly.
We needed a fourth.
we didn't
No,
need a
we
fourth. We didn't need a fourth.
You made
You
an
saw the video.
episode literally summoning him.
I said we might as well.
No.
You can. I have the video.
even though
I
you
can
have
put it
the
in there.
video-
What was the
We all
video?
know that you needed me.
How was he summoned? What did you use? What was the cut to bring him in?
Oh, the Thor cut.
Yeah, that's a big summon. So don't even.
It wasn't a summon. It was like I was like it was the fifth time I think we're about to do it. We've lost 4 times already, and the fifth time, like, you know what? We've already lost. Like, let's just do something crazy. Let's get
already
another
lost.
person on there.
Yeah,
Anyways.
That was the only reason. Not like, oh, Japorean, we
Yeah.
need you.
It's true. You needed me.
We didn't need your crap. You're the reason we almost lost.
But we won.
The viewers can see that whether we needed him or not.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, but the reason why I was interested,
I don't know why you're pointing.
I was interested
Because Paul is gonna be like, no, he's wrong.
knows.
He's right.
They didn't need him.
Especially if he saw the Radical Red run.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
No,
Okay,
I
we'll
was.
talk about it.
I was interested.
Good old Bugsy.
I was interested because a YouTuber I follow, he does a lot of that stuff. So I was interested in doing it. I'm one of those people that wouldn't do it by myself unless I wouldn't do it by myself. I'd want to do it with people.
You need
So
friends.
For sure.
no, I mean, it's just
You need friends.
more fun to do it with friends like that for some reason. So I enjoyed it, and it's been more fun this way.
And
And I
then
think-
you guys are back at
And
it.
I think it kind of helped you guys. I mean, kind of going on a small tangent. I think it helped you guys understand why I like playing Pokemon so much. Because
Yes.
ever since Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, I've been doing Soul Links with my sister. Every time the game first comes out, we Soul Link it together.
How's that like doing? Because you don't do it on the computer.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's
You're
easier
just sitting there
harder.
like-
yeah, it's just sitting and it's not randomized. Like when we were first doing, we would just play like whatever it is, and we wouldn't be randomized.
Old school.
I mean, we did that with Scarlet and Violet, but you kind of
Yeah,
already knew.
essentially.
You kind of already knew. You knew like the gym leaders and the order, but I don't think you knew.
I didn't know everything, but that's because I was all playing separately on my own account. To make sure that I was like, I gotta make sure that I'm like staying ahead of the group, so like I know where to go. And
So it is fair to assume that the new game that will have a Soul Link.
I
don't know about ZA.
I don't want to rope anybody into it, but
Well,
I'm definitely
again,
into it
I guess
myself.
with ZA, how is that? How would that
Legends
work?
ZA, I would almost say no, just because it's
It's so different. Like
so different and it's
But I bet it's possible, right?
I don't. Maybe.
Okay, well, you have to. Okay, like let's look at
It would be pretty
Arceus.
weird.
Let's look at Arceus. In Arceus, you had what 3-4 main like areas, and each area was named.
Yeah, but
Right.
There's the thing is you can't really do it because there's not that much battling like in Legends.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
you
that
only
was the
you only
game.
level up by catching Pokemon or defeating
If
them.
there were to be battling in the next game.
We'll have to see how the game works out. You could try and do it,
Okay.
but I wouldn't.
I've never seen any.
Yeah,
like,
because it hasn't.
There's been very few people who have attempted it, but even then they're just like, oh, like you can kind of do it. It's like, but there's like certain fights where you're just gonna lose.
Yeah, I would say it would
Especially, I mean, spoiler alert. Or I guess not spoiler alert, but if you see like the final battle in
Yeah,
Legends
you're
Arceus,
gonna-
like you're gonna lose.
you're gonna lose a lot of mons.
Yeah.
Or lose the entire thing.
yeah, it's just that's just
you can't really,
it's the nature of the game.
Yeah, like you can't really like train.
It did. Nuzlocke, I think, are more for mainline games or like modded mainline games.
We could talk about it. I guess we could plan about it, but I mean,
We'd
we're
have
kind
to
of
get
in the
more
middle of one.
information.
Yeah,
Right.
we have to see what the game.
They haven't
yeah.
announced
We have to
a
see how this
lot,
game is. I mean, we know very
which
little
we
about
should be
it.
getting a direct soon, huh?
July 22nd,
Yeah, so
in a little over a month.
it's coming.
So anyway, going back to Emerald, we started last night. So last night was the 12th, June 12th.
Yeah, because today's Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. So we started, and I gotta tell you, Emerald is probably the one that gives me the most stress, and everyone who's playing with us is stressed as well. And we're doing it differently this time because this time, for whatever reason, we're also adding a fifth. So we have 5 people doing a 5-person souling. So you have me, Mr. Mister, you have Shark King, we have Sparky, and we have Boricua Senpai.
It's true.
And already we were supposed to have 6 Pokemon. We were supposed to have 7. We lost an encounter, and then Mr. Mister lost 2.
No, we lost 2 encounters.
Did we lose 2?
Yeah.
Yes,
Fudge. So we were supposed to have 8.
First attempt.
because you
This is
lost
the
one
first
Okay,
time.
well,
You
that's
couldn't
actually
catch
good
one.
news.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't catch
Yeah.
the first
Oh,
one.
yeah. I couldn't
And
catch the
then
first one.
Host killed the second one.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
The second one, it teleported away.
Oh, yeah, I teleported away. That's why.
Gardevoir, that's spoilers.
Yeah, and then Mr. Mister, we were like, he was supposed to. We will get to the cave, right? If you go to the first gym, you go to the right. We were gonna get 2 more encounters. One in the grass, another one in the gym. I mean, in the cave. On the way to the cave, you have to like navigate and get past certain certain trainers, but there is like at least one that you can't avoid. If you were able to do it correctly,
Whenever that battle, where that double battle is, you need to get Nico or Sparky's reaction. It's perfect. Like as soon as I saw him, like, oh, that's going in the video.
so Mr. triggered the first double because you either double battle once or none at all, but you have to fight one trainer there. Like the way they have this, if you can, it's like this. I don't know if you can see. And so you pass through here.
So much sense.
You can pass through here, that's fine. But this guy's facing the only way that you can go up to get to the cave, and so you have to fight him. But you have to time it so that the other guy that's across him doesn't look at you as well. So that happens. You have to have a double battle.
Or you could have just gone down to one of them and pressed A.
That's also true.
Could have.
But that didn't.
You guys
But
are
it's
able
okay.
to start without having. This is your first attempt.
Yeah.
No losses so far, so I think it's pretty good.
It's stressful though because we have 4 Pokemon.
Like you guys have to restart a
And-
couple
We failed
times.
2 encounters and we lost 2 already, and we
Yeah.
haven't even made it to the.
And we've
first
already
gym yet.
used 1 token.
And we've already used their 1 token.
Dang.
Who lost the starters?
Host.
Yeah, but Boricua Senpai lost the starter.
That's right.
What are you guys doing that to yourself, gang?
I didn't do anything. I remember who was he? He was fighting someone strong.
I think it was the double battle, the first double battle on like the bridge.
Yeah. And Mr. lost this because they had perished on the Wynaut. Wynaut had Shadow Tag, and Mr. accidentally attacked the Politoed instead of attacking the Wynaut. And I think it's because he was scared that he couldn't kill the Wynaut and then the Parasol, but I think he had forgotten, and I had forgotten too. But even though Shark King told us, if we kill the Wynaut, then you can just switch them out and they're fine. But we didn't do that, and so that's why we lost both of them.
That's true.
Of course. Well, looking forward to the next.
Part of the Soul Link is there's always some.
I wish I had more variety. I have 3 water. No, right now, luckily because of the ones that died, I have a little more variety. But before that, I had almost all water types. Now I have Scyther with bug flying and Steelix, which is steel. Is it just steel or steel rock?
Steel is steel ground.
Steel ground. That's what it is. Okay. So I have that. So I have
Loses his
some
rock body.
Oh, so he's ground. Oh, okay, not rock. Okay.
Yeah, because he's turned steel type.
See.
Good job, guys. Good job.
It makes sense to me, but okay.
And then, so we'll let you guys know when we start doing them. Just so you know, we are going to do them a little bit more frequently, just not as long.
That's what he says.
It's not up to me.
I think that's what we had agreed.
That's
upon.
what we
We'll see
agreed upon.
how
And I think it's
it
all
goes.
like Shark King knows like everything that we can do within a certain time frame, and so I trust his judgment to tell us where to go.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, first one was it felt longer. We actually didn't stream that long, right? This first time, it felt longer because we were on.
We were on
Discord.
later. I think it was about
It was later than we were expected, but it was about an hour to get stuff set up.
it was an hour to get stuff set up,
I'm
and
not complaining about I know that it takes time.
I think it was almost about almost 2 hours, almost. But that's also because I don't even know why. It just took a while that first one, which is fine.
Yeah.
Did it really?
So more to come, more updates.
More updates.
I'm thinking. I think we agreed we were doing tomorrow. Yeah, or
yeah.
the
Yeah.
14th. Whenever. I
Yeah.
mean, this is probably.
Probably at night.
Yeah, I'm guessing the 4. If I had to guess, I would say the 14th, and then Tuesday, whatever day that is, the 17th.
Yeah.
I think those would be our next streams. I don't know about you guys if you're going to be free on Father's Day or not, but evening.
Evening,
should
yeah.
work
In the
more.
evening, yeah.
Yeah, not the morning.
I wouldn't be against doing a little.
I mean, my dad, we're doing stuff in the morning, and that's pretty much it.
I don't have a dad, so I'm not doing anything.
You can celebrate Japorean as a dad.
You can come.
Not as a father, not as a father figure, but just the fact that he's a.
Father.
No. I said you're not saying. I said not. He could celebrate you as just because you're a father, not because you're a father figure to him. No, don't even do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't.
You've already strayed him way too much with your supposed Pokemon knowledge.
Got it.
Yeah, you fucked us.
Don't.
I survive. Just,
It's always I. It's always me. It's not we.
of course.
It is a team.
It's a team. Is this what you tell your
Start with
wife?
me
It's
first.
me.
To move the team. If I'm not there, who's gonna move the team? No one.
You're no captain. What you talking about? Okay, let's move on to our first.
What you got?
So on Sunday, the Xbox had their showcase. So PlayStation had their state of play. Then we had Game Fest, and now we have the Xbox showcase. So again, if you don't understand why this is happening, it's because we no longer have E3, and so everyone's having their own showcase around the same time ish that E3 would have happened, except for Nintendo, because Nintendo just had the Switch, and hopefully they have a direct soon to tell us what new stuff's coming up. But
The
Switch 2, yeah. But the showcase came out.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I do want to say this. I am very upset that they didn't show anything about Gears of War E-Day, because that was like the biggest thing last year, and nothing was said.
You know what they didn't show either? Anything about Halo's updates, or they didn't show anything about.
They
Fable.
did show you about. Well, Halo thing was kind of weird. They hinted at something Halo coming back, but they didn't say what it was. They say something in
If it's
2026.
only that Infinite thing, then
No, that's not it.
Something
They
more.
alluded to something Halo related happening in 2026. A lot of people think it's Halo CE
again.
redone or something. I don't know.
But it already got remastered.
A remaster.
It's a reimagining or
Like,
something.
yeah, it's like a reimagining.
4K.
That's what I've heard. That's like
that's what I've been hearing rumors.
that's
too.
the rumors.
what
I don't know if
people-
that's true. I don't know if it's Halo 7. We don't know.
Don't say Halo 7. That sounds weird.
That's what Halo Infinite is 6.
The Master Chief Collection Part 2.
Collection.
Electric Boogaloo.
The Master Chief Collection Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Now with more. Now with
Not with more weapons.
Now with more
I'm
weapons.
not the one in charge of that. They're weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else on that? Like
They-
I didn't watch it.
They haven't said much after. They haven't said anything really much after that. They're just like, so we have to wait until probably a few months down the line before they tell us anything. Because
I will. I mean, what parts of it were you excited about? Because I know that it was.
For like Xbox? Or
Yeah, for Xbox. I feel like the only things that I was looking for.
So-
I'm interested to see what they announce Halo wise down the future, and then the probably the biggest piece of news was the ROG Ally Xbox Edition.
Yeah, there was that. I think this is the one. Okay, this is what pisses me off. Okay, and this isn't about anything about Xbox like that they didn't show, did show, but they showed this game that actually I'm really interested in. So there's a game called Beast of Reincarnation.
Okay.
That's coming out.
What's it about?
You might know, but I was going to know. Who do you think is the developer?
Yeah.
Bungie.
No, I'll give you one more hint. You've played a lot of their games.
You've played a
Game
lot
Freak.
of their games.
Yeah.
Game Freak.
Yes.
This game looks amazing.
It does.
And every reaction I've ever seen in this about this trailer is like, what are you doing with your Pokemon games? What are you doing with your Pokemon games?
What happens
Pokemon
when
is
you're
no
not
more.
limited by hardware?
Not with the Switch 2. No, they could have done something
that's
like
still
this.
limited because that's as powerful as a PS4 Pro. If it was as powerful as a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, then it's going to be very different.
No, it's ridiculous. And let me see it once it starts. I'll show you the trailer in a little bit.
All right.
I gotta show you the reaction because people were like, "What the freak is this?" No, not here. I'm gonna show them on here. Here really quickly. No. So anyway, you guys can watch it here. You gotta turn that down.
I muted it.
So anyway, you see this, and this looks beautiful.
Loading. Okay. There you go.
It's taking forever to. Anyway, as that's happening, so people, I'll once Mr. finds it, I guess we'll watch over there. So I'll just wait as that happens. So people are really upset, and maybe you can give me some your thoughts on this, Sharky, before the trailer starts. But people were, to me, rightly like surprised and just be like, "What? Why is Game Freak doing this?" And haven't done any really big major updates graphically to the game since I don't even know, like since they went 3D.
You can go first. You can
I
take
have
this
some
first.
ideas. I think a couple of them are. I think a lot of what Pokemon and Game Freak does is they come up with the ideas of the Pokemon of what they're going to be in for the future games, what types and everything. Like just have the stuff written down, and then the game part of like the graphics and like battle moves and all that stuff is the last bit of it. And I think it's the last bit. It's probably the one that's the least dedicated, you know?
Okay.
Let's say it's like a 3-year time crunch or 3 years to make the game, but like 2 years of it is just coming up with ideas, gimmicks, and all this stuff for the game. And then the last year is like the creating the models and everything for the game. So I think this is like this looks like it's been in development for like 4 or 5 years.
There's even Mecha there.
Cool.
Beast of
I'm actually excited for this. This actually looks pretty cool.
They also had another game before. It was that one where you protect your.
I don't care about that other game. That other game was like, this is like Brilliant Diamond or whatever it's called. I'm like, this looks crap. I don't want to play this crap.
This gives me Stellar Blade vibes.
Yeah,
I think
So it's not the good thing for you. I don't think it's exclusive to Xbox. It's coming first to Xbox, or Xbox gonna have some sort of.
no, it's just on
No, it's
everything.
just
Because like here, there's a trailer for PS5.
just-
Yeah. So it's not
not
coming.
coming-
But there's
it's not
something exclusive to Xbox. I don't know what it is.
it might be. Yeah,
It might be like missions or skins or something because that's what they typically do.
I don't care
But it's
about
coming to PlayStation as well, so you get to play it as well.
Looks
I'm
fun.
just I don't know. I wish that they would put a little bit of more time into
making
that-
Pokemon look.
yeah,
good.
making them
I think-
look good.
I think Diego kind of touched on it earlier. I think the reason why it doesn't, and if you guys probably should look up the Beast of Reincarnation trailer yourself. It does look good. But I think the biggest part is probably like Diego had mentioned is like hardware limitations. Like you can't. They were previously all they had was the Switch. Like you can only make things look so good with what your hardware is. And I think the second thing that probably plays into it is probably like the art style. Like you can't make.
You can't do that on Pokemon.
You can't really make Pikachu look hyper
Realistic.
realistic, or like it would look weird if like the backgrounds look like that, and then you still had like Pikachu like how it is now.
Yeah.
It's 3D, and like it doesn't quite work. It's just kind of like the art style would look out of place, even if you could make it look that good.
And you know what they have like played.
Otherwise,
around
you
with-
would like what's the closest thing you do? Be like Pikachu or Detective Pikachu the movie where Pikachu's like fluffy. Like
It's kind of
I don't know if I would necessarily want that my Pikachu to look like that.
I mean, in addition to this, I think like it also primarily deals with the audience that you're working with, especially when it comes to Pokemon. You probably, I don't know, my guess on this, even though everybody plays Pokemon, the main audience are kids. So that plus
Fuck
the
them
art,
kids.
plus the art style in which Pokemon
This is why
has
this
been
video is
created.
not for kids.
I mean, I think that's what definitely defines that particular style. If they were to include this realistic environment, I agree with Sharky. It wouldn't be actually played. People would not be like invested.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of
And I've mentioned it multiple times. Nobody plays Pokemon for the graphics.
Sure.
yeah.
Only certain people are picking.
Some of our favorite Pokemon games are sprite. Like it's not even 3D. Like
It's, but it's not. It's not that. It's just that like.
you don't need good.
yeah.
You don't need good graphics to have a good Pokemon game.
Yeah, but you
so-
need. But the performance again.
Yeah,
the thing that
mine's
they
more on the
that they
performance side of
The
things.
performance and I will give
the
you
thing that they focus on in the game, I feel like sometimes they're just misguided. They're like they're blinded by like, oh, we have to do this or do this. And they're like, okay, and they forget about some core things. Like again, it's just little things, right? Like they're like even just their sprites or just their the animations that they do when they're fighting. Right? It took forever for them to like to do, and even now it's still kind of not that good. Like the actions that they make to when they do a move. Like in Legends ZA now, it looks like they got better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
like if you again, I like compare it. If you look at Pokemon Stadium, right, when you started seeing how they were doing, they were like, "What the freak?" Yeah, they were cartoonish, but they're like, "Oh, dang, that's cool."
Yeah, but also back then they only had 150 Pokemon.
Yeah,
Now there's
Every-
a lot. I mean, they still didn't even in Scarlet and Violet. They didn't do all 1,025.
yeah.
It's still like
That's a lot, especially to include.
And it's fine like if they want to do updates to it, because they eventually were like updating me. Like, okay, here's these ones.
Well,
Here's
the
these
thing
ones.
is, a lot of the thing is though, the CGI, like the 3D graphics of these Pokemon, have been around for what, like 10 years now, 10 plus. When did XY?
something like that. Yeah, it's been.
And they've been
It's been longer than 10 years.
but they've been reusing a lot of their animations, and like they do some subtlety
They-
differences. Or
They did have what was it? I think it was from X and Y to Sun and Moon. There was a change, but they kind of just ported most of the
yeah,
Yeah.
so like it's kind of
three.
a shitty excuse for them. They can obviously you add more. So if you do in bunches, it's going to be easier. Where like okay, the next gen, so it's like another 100 Pokemon or under whatever, however they want to do it. So it's not that hard to do. Obviously, the only thing that's going to cause maybe some weirdness is like some Pokemon who have like signature moves. Like Halucha has that one signature move, so you're going to have a
Flying Push.
specific move for it. You know, so I just feel like it's just kind of lazy on their end, or maybe it's the Nintendo forcing him to get the game out quick, because a lot of the people who have argued with like who've had issues with Pokemon is one the sprites were way better than their CGI counterparts, and they're very
3D.
just and their 3D models are kind of bland. They're kind of boring, you know. And they didn't fix some Pokemon until much later. Like Typhlosion was fuck ugly until Legends, right? Pretty much when
Yeah,
they
like
fixed him.
his and even then, like his 2D sprite always looks cooler than his
Yeah.
3D model. His 3D
Yeah.
model.
I mean,
looks
there's
kinda derpy in
and there's
comparison.
and again,
there's
eventually
mix
we'll
of-
talk about like that as in that main topic. But there's 2D sprites. I think you can be more. You can be more.
It just, I think the art style for Pokemon fits.
Yeah,
Sprites.
You know
you
what
can be
they-
more
and-
expressive in a 2D because it's not moving.
And you know what's good?
Yeah.
Is there's a lot of games that are doing the 2D, 3D thing, and I think Pokemon should move to that.
That's
They
black
did.
and white.
That's
They
black
did.
and
They tried
white.
that.
No. Well, like Bravely, not Bravely Default. What was the Octopath Traveler? But a little bit, but more Pokemon-esque,
Oh,
like that kind of a thing.
I
It's like-
I don't know if you'd
it's-
want that as a Pokemon game. Well, okay, that's the difference. Art. I know what you're talking about, but they do their own spin to it. But
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I think the
Pokemon-
biggest challenge here also being able to include all the Pokemons and the other characters in there as well. I mean, this Game Freak trailer looks amazing, but you don't know how big, how long the story is. I mean, if it is something really short and simple with really great animations, as in comparison, Pokemon you have over like what 900 plus Pokemon.
1,025.
And trying to include each particular character with their own moveset, how they're gonna react with other Pokemons and so on. I mean, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is they've ported them over, so they're not really redoing anything. They're just touching them up to look good for.
No,
that
on the
specific
contrary,
game.
they should redo it because they're actually.
Oh yeah,
following it.
I agree with you, but that's just to save cost and time. But like, just
make them just feel better, or run better, type of thing. That's all my
that's what we got on
argument's
Switch
always
too, with Scarlet and Violet.
been. Yeah, but that's just updated from a game.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see what their new games were going to be, because this is just showing us what the potential of it is, but I want to see what the new game will give us in the sense of
I feel
how will the Pokemon interact? How will they feel? How will they look? How is everything going to be?
I mean, the other example I can think of that it kind of includes something like this would be the Pokemon Tekken fighting game.
Pokemon tournament.
Look, it has your cool animations, but how many characters you have in there? You don't have all your Pokemon.
Yeah, it's under 30, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to the Pokemon game, I really agree with Harking. As long as you get to play the game and you actually get to capture the Pokemon, you don't care too much about the quality graphics.
Well, no, I'm not an issue with the graphics as much, because it's Pokemon style. I more care about just how it runs. Like when things get laggy, when you go to a place that just the frames start to dip, or things aren't loading, or disconnects. That's my issue.
2-frame Gyarados.
Yeah, like that.
Also, I verified that in Switch 2. It still does it.
It still does it in Legends?
I'll put the video. I have it on my phone, but I recorded my Switch 2. That's the same shiz. Bugs the crap out of me.
But not in Scarlet and Violet, right?
It doesn't. I didn't see Scarlet and Violet. I didn't see that one. They don't have flying ones like that I remember.
Remember the windmill in the one?
I haven't checked that yet.
They fixed that one.
I think they did. But Arceus, they don't care. They're like, Arceus is what, a 5-year-old game, something like that.
21, 2020.
Something like that.
4-year-old game. They're like, we don't care. So I saw the Gyarados. I'm like,
yeah, but and mine is just like making things run smooth. I've accepted like the graphics wise in the game. Obviously, we know that Game Freak can make pretty games, like more modern looking games. So that's not my issue. It's just how the game runs. I just don't want it to be shitty in the sense of like we go to a new place and now it dips to like 20 frames, or there's a windmill that's 2 frames a second, or constant disconnects from Nintendo stuff. Like that's my biggest issue, and
hopefully that shouldn't happen anymore with Switch 2.
Hopefully,
yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern on that. So, Paul, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I think that was like pretty much it from the Xbox showcase. They did release the world premiere of Black Ops 7.
Ooh.
It has I forget his name, but it has
Isn't that many Black Ops already?
I know.
Yeah.
It has the I forget his name, the main protagonist of Heroes.
Nick.
Is it Nick? That's not his name.
Nick.
Do you remember Paul?
Peter,
yeah.
Heroes.
Peter Petrelli.
Remember Peter Petrelli? So he's the main face now of Black Ops 7.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So it's very interesting. Like I was not expecting that. I don't care, honestly.
I don't care about Black Ops.
You don't care about Black Ops?
I think the last Black Ops I cared about was maybe Black Ops 2.
I haven't played. I never liked the Black Ops games. The last Call of Duty I played was Modern Warfare 3. In like 2000 and
the old Modern Warfare 3, not remake, not the remaster.
not the remake.
The Black Ops 1, 2, and 5 I liked. But what's good about this? This is a direct sequel to Black Ops 2.
Which doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Well, because Black Ops 1 it has the character Mason, and he's continuing the story in Black Ops 2, and this is Mason's grandson or son. I can't remember. So he's trying to figure out what happened to his dad, why his dad went crazy or whatever. So this is a direct connection to those ones.
This reminds me of like early Assassin's Creed games with like
kind of right.
Kind of miss that.
But yeah, just it's cool, but like ending it on a Black Ops, like a Call of Duty game, is just very like.
I mean, they did fork out who knows how much money.
Like $1 billion.
Oh, that also reminds me. So Nintendo also paid a very big amount of money to make a deal with Activision to have Call of Duty on their console and Switch 2. So this.
I didn't know about
a version of this Black Ops, not this looking version, but a version of this will be on Switch 2.
It'll probably be on like this. I mean, it'll probably not as detailed, but
also
pretty good.
There's a publisher, I can't remember who it was. They said, I need to find it. I think it wasn't Konami. It was something like that. They said that the Switch 2's performance wise is more closely to Xbox Series X than the PS4 enhanced. I'm like, bullcrap. Who's Nintendo? What are they paying you? That is bullcrap. I do not believe that one single bit. It is not Xbox Series X performance-wise
It's
at
better.
all.
No, stop it.
A ver, how switch to Sana.
You don't have any Series X.
He has the PS4 Advance, or he did at least.
PS4 Pro.
A PS4 Pro, sorry.
Advance. What the hell?
I don't know. I don't play PlayStation.
Nintendo's the only one that put the word advance in there.
Yeah, get out here, David.
That's why I say. Okay, anyway.
Okay, get out here with another story.
Anyway, quick little story here. For Father's Day, this is exactly what they told me. For Father's Day, they added 3 new skins to Fortnite. They added Bob Belch, Cleveland Brown,
Bob Belcher.
and Hank Hill.
Bob Belcher.
Bob Belcher, sorry.
Ready to bring the propane and propane accessories.
Yeah, he's
I'm ready to bring the pain and propane accessories.
Have you guys seen the trailer for that? It looks funny.
I forget his name. Pro Parade. Yeah, Pro Kane. They have all of them playing, and Cleveland does his little now. So they do the little memes, and Hank is quote unquote playing, but he's not. He's just in the back drinking beer, like he always does. And it's his old design, not the new one.
His original design with
Yeah.
the white
Yeah.
shirt.
That's cool.
What's cool is I saw gameplay with Cleveland, and so it was Cleveland and Peter. They're playing as duos, and then Peter gets downed by Wonder Woman. And in the game, I guess they updated in Fortnite, you can jump and shoot like Matrix style.
Uh-huh.
And you see Cleveland jump, shoot, and he misses, and then he falls to his death, and they both die.
And everyone's doing that. They don't even care if they're winning
It's
or dying.
funny.
They
It's
just
cool. If you can get a kill that way, why not?
I mean, say what I say about Fortnite. I think they're really good when it comes to collaborations.
They have
mastered that
They have
quite a bit.
perfected the recipe to collapse.
Yeah. People were giving.
I don't think you
Goku a
can
gun,
point
but-
out that there's any other gaming franchise that does better with collaboration.
Like
for collaborations.
Yeah.
I can name one.
Not Smash.
Yes, Smash.
I would say they're better at collabs than
They
Smash.
are better.
I would,
Smash.
yeah.
I would
I
say
don't
they're
think
better
because
at
they're
collabs.
not just skins. They're actual. They have their own unique moveset. They're not
But-
just shooting guns.
No, but they incorporate special
Abilities.
events with them
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You can have
So
concerts.
when the Godzilla
And they're
thing,
cheaper.
When the Godzilla thing came out, you were going through the maps to figure out looking at the history of Godzilla. You could get documents and you can read them, and then it tells you the origins of
Reading.
Godzilla.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean, they're cool stuff like that too. To get the players
cool
involved.
stuff. Oh, I forgot they don't do that in Smash.
They
I'm
don't.
just
Oh,
saying
wait, yeah, they
they're more
do.
incorporated in it.
I still.
I
think
They have more money for more collabs.
And I would
Yes,
say they were able
but
to
Smash is
include
better.
Goku. One Smash didn't were able to
No,
do that.
Yeah, because he's not a he's
Because
Yeah.
he's a
they've
manga
already
character.
We've
They
already
don't-
had this argument.
Yeah.
were able
They don't
to-
have limitations on what
Exactly.
they're doing, which
They
is
can-
fine.
It's not- and it's
not a knock
Yeah.
against Smash Bros.
It's not because they can't. Is that his
They want-
own
yeah.
thing is he wants to put in video game characters
Which
that
is
started in
fine.
video game, which is fine with me.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but I would still say that overall collaborations is still better.
They
And
win.
I don't
They
even
win.
play Fortnite.
Yeah, fine. I disagree with you, but that's fine.
yeah.
I'll say this: I'll know that they're goated once they if they include aliens or predators in the game.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
calling it
But
right now.
I'll say it once I see it, then I'll be like, okay, they've reached peak. And
Dude, the
there's nothing
whole
higher.
Godzilla collaboration with Hatsune Miku
So
as well.
much fun.
Like even I don't usually play games like that. I was able to see some of the matches that my wife was playing, and she really loves it.
You could play with her.
I got Godzilla with his
He
Jordan.
doesn't want him to play.
You can do that. You can do racing. You
Actually,
can do,
I think
you
Paul-
can do Guitar Hero as
Oh
well.
yeah, they have Guitar Hero on.
Yeah,
on
so
They have a version of Guitar Hero,
no,
not
it's,
like the,
it's pretty much
Yeah.
spot on. When it first came out, it was terrible because the button registration was free. So if you were playing the hardest song, all you just had to do was press one button and it counted as all of them. But they've fixed it so that it's actually the OG Guitar Hero. You have to press him and do the taps and everything. So it's really good.
they have expanded quite a
Oh,
bit.
why don't you play with your wife in Fortnite?
Yeah,
Because she
you
wants
told-
alone time.
Because hey, somebody's telling me, hey, you should play My Brothers with me.
She wants alone time.
You don't play every night. When she's playing Fortnite, you can play with her. Do
Why
all
don't you buy-
of her
buy
friends.
the
Does
PS Portal?
We talk about this.
you can play on the Switch too?
No, but he can play on the PS Portal. Or the Switch 2. Yeah, get the Switch 2. That's a good excuse. There you go.
Yeah, like I said, I keep my distance. I think it's kind of cool. They even have a new collab with Superman and DC characters right now, and apparently.
And
they're doing
then
pretty
there
good
is
too.
One Piece that's in their file code. So One Piece should be collab should be coming soon.
Didn't they also do like when they did the Dragon Ball Supercross? Like there was you could actually just like watch episodes, right? In Fortnite.
Yeah, I remember
There was
that.
like 5 different episodes that you could just watch.
Yeah.
I know that you can actually watch artists were able to have their concerts.
Yeah.
In Fortnite as
Do you
well.
remember when Xbox used to let you do that? Like when you could watch a movie or a show with your friends, you'd have your little avatar.
Oh, yeah, avatars. They'd sit in the theater and you'd watch like a show together. That was fun.
Days, man.
I missed that.
That's what started it.
Little things.
All the little things.
Okay, well, good job, Fortnite.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna quickly rant on this.
That's that collapse.
I'm gonna quickly rant on this, and then we can move on to what Japorean added before we go to our main topic.
Go for it.
Rent a Girlfriend. Chapter 380
Holy
came out.
Fucking shit, garbage, trash ass.
Came out. Okay, well, I have some thoughts on this. Okay, Chapter 380 came out.
You're gonna be a Paul and defend it somehow.
Did I say defend?
You're
No.
gonna be a Paul.
Before
No.
we actually do that, let's basically give a recap of what the show is all about. So it's about a guy who's trying to. He end up.
He jerks off a lot and he needs to date a girl.
He wants to date a rent-a-girlfriend. I guess it's a
A
job.
rental girlfriend, yeah.
And basically, they go through a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different story plots for him to basically confess his feelings. And he finally is able to confess his feelings to this girl.
He's actually done a lot. It's her that it was now her turn to be like, what do I tell this guy?
And basically, he plans a date which lasted how many chapters?
29 chapters.
On just a date.
And that's not including
The pre-date.
that's not including the pre-date that was like
pre-date?
15, 16 chapters of him.
Before the actual date, he goes to have another date with a friend so that he can simulate the scenario for the perfect date in the final confrontation, I guess.
Yeah.
The final gathering. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So anyway,
Man is prepared.
You might
so
think, right?
so here's the thing. Some people did these numbers. I did not do them. I do not know if this is correct or not. But someone said, okay, so and again, this is not justification on whether she needs to go out with him or not. That's not it. But
for sure.
he had spent on her. This is like on vacations, on renting her out, everything out, $250,000 in the course of maybe a year.
Yeah,
Maybe a year. I don't know how he did it.
Do man.
Nothing. He lives off savings. He works sometimes. I don't know how he got this money. We've seen him work maybe a few times.
It's manga money.
I don't know how he got it. He even he had to do like a Kickstarter to make a movie that she starred in. Like he had no money for it, and he also had to fork some money over for that as well.
Does he own Nintendo or
Maybe even his dad doesn't. His dad doesn't do much. Like he gets like, I don't know, maybe $1,000 a month, and that's not including like him paying for his own stuff, and that's not including other times that he's rented other girls for the plot reasons, not because he likes them, but for reasons to like.
Interesting.
But anyway, $250,000.
Okay. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly slash approximately.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that's exactly the
people
amount.
were putting together seems to have added up to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this girl,
That's a lot.
she first of all, the arc was horrible. I think to even get to the actual date spot, I think took 5 chapters. It was him leaving the house. That was one chapter. Another chapter was him getting onto the train with her. That was another chapter. A third chapter was them on the train and him having this inner monologue. That was a chapter. The fourth chapter was actually getting there, having issues of trying to get the ticket or something. And then like the 5th chapter of that arc, he finally like actually start the date like at the actual place.
So the story drags a bit.
So
The story's been dragging.
so if
on
you
for fucking ever,
thought
man.
so people say and this is just what I've heard and what I've seen as well in One Piece, it's not that they have a lot of filler, but they extend a chapter in an episode like super like this
in the anime.
So basically that's what he does, but in the manga, which makes it feel even longer.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the fudge is going on? And at the end, she's like, a spoiler, she's like, I'm sorry, I can't be with you. But she says not yet. And she says that she might like him or that she thinks she likes him, but she also likes other people and maybe that's what's affecting her feelings. And she's like, but my job and my lifestyle and this, right now I can't. I'm like, so the money you're getting the tension and all that, you're just saying no because that's more important for you right now. Weirdest thing ever.
Interesting.
Respectable.
My biggest issue with this
What?
is the fact that it took 29 chapters of a date to get here. This confession or this part this whole date could have been flat or shortened to like 10 chapters maximum.
Well, they could have escalated to this like 100 chapters ago too.
Yeah. And
they
so
wasted 100 chapters.
people are upset because like, oh, how could she do this to him? Like, I honestly, Kazi is a piece of crap. I don't think he deserves any of them. I think all of them are too good for him.
They should really kill his character off because he sucks.
Yeah, so I'm like,
He's a
I don't
loser.
care. I don't
He's a
care that
loser.
he doesn't get her. That's fine. But now she's actually pissing me off because of her reasons for it. Like, honestly would have been better if she just said, you know what? I thought I had feelings for you, but I found out that I don't. And that's it. That's how it ends. But
It's not over, by the way.
It's not over. People are saying
Oh,
this is the
there's more.
finale. I'm like, there's no way this is a finale because the way it ends is so abrupt. It's like, no, there has to be more chapters because the chapter ends with her realizing that she had some blistering on her heel, on her ankle because of the booze, because of all the walking. And people are like, oh, that's maybe like a possibility that her mind can change, which is possible. It could change. But at this point, it's just, why?
I would like it to end realistically that she doesn't like him that way, and then they kind of part ways, and then he hangs himself in the apartment, and then we end. Because
Is that a realistic one? Is that
for
the type
Japan,
that
probably, yeah.
that Japorean would like?
That's
Is it
alright.
realistic?
I would like it because he's a loser
That's
character.
You like the realistic stuff,
He's a
apparent
loser-
realistic stuff. So
He's a
I
loser
would
character.
say point of breaking up, sure, but hang himself, that's a little bit too much. Don't you guys think
He's
that's
a terribly written character.
I think drowning yourself
There's literally nothing.
is bad.
There's no
you said it was realistic.
redeeming quality for this character.
He has money apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
He's probably in massive debt. So if she were to get with him, she'd be like,
Again,
oh,
I don't
you
care.
owe
I don't care that he paid that much money. I don't care. People who have that opinion, I was like, no, that's not a good opinion to have.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
he doesn't. He
Because
can't buy her affection.
Yeah, it can't. But yeah, I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like, it's just this was. So, I don't get why. Like originally, when this manga started, was pretty decent, and then he just fucking dragged his feet the entire time, the mangaka, on this thing, and then he started making another manga, and I'm like, dude, this guy fucking blows. Like this thing just sucks. Like I literally want him to either get canceled so he doesn't like not in the way of like Twitter, but like I just want his manga to get canceled so he doesn't finish this shit, or kill off the character because it's just absolute trash. It's ass. Like I don't like it. It's just not good. Like I get like there are some realism with like mangas and stuff, but like this is all it's a manga.
This
It's
isn't
make believe.
realistic.
It's not. But like I meant like they tried to.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying either fucking do it or not. Like don't fucking waste our time with this. Like it's just bad. It's just been bad for like 100 chapters. But the reason why people are so suckered in is because it's always like, will she? Maybe. She's kind of hinting at it. She winked at him that one time. So there's a chance. It's like,
That's true, David.
So you're
getting
saying
strung
there's a
along.
chance.
You're getting strung along, and it's just fuck off.
That's
man.
basically the entire thing. Is like, she's like, so they're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. That's all there is.
But the thing
It could
about
have
this-
ended. It could have ended way sooner with the movie when he did the movie for her. And
I agree.
Her grandma. They could have ended there, and we would have been spared like 150 chapters. But
That's
they're
right.
like, but then the mangaka's like, oh, let me just fucking like nudge you guys just to make you be like, oh yeah, maybe for like 130 more chapters. Like this guy's just a piece of shit. This
I think
mangaka.
what sucks, all the suckers actually, okay, let me read the next chapter.
Yeah,
see what-
literally, it's like you're giving them like drugs to be like, hey, here's a little bit of heroin. Like,
Then why are you guys
just
keep
going.
reading it if it's
I'm
this
not
bad?
reading it. I just see it on the sides, like on Twitter, where they just started saying, I'm like, this is still going. When he told me that the date was a pre-date for 20 chapters, like, what? And then when I found out about this part, I'm like, they barely finished the date. This was their date started like 5 months ago in real life. Like the date started 5 months ago. It started in wintertime, and now it's summer.
Me and Nico talked about this. This is like a drug. It's like we know it's horrible, but we need to finish it.
I like horrible things. I like trashy.
You like etchy things. That's different.
I like trashy mangas.
Etchy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I like trashy mangas and I like trashy
One
stuff.
Piece.
But if it's good, but I admit it. But this is absolute trash. Like this isn't like good trash. This is just absolute garbage. Mierda.
He actually is right because like in a 12 weekly chapter, 5 chapters is of his inner monologue of the same stuff of him saying, "I'm not good enough," or I can't stop looking at her butt, or something. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
He had a
He doesn't have
nightmare.
to deal with girls. That's why
He had a
ended dating
nightmare.
rent a girlfriend in the first place.
He had a nightmare of her getting raped by a dude. He had a nightmare, and then at the end of the chapter, if I recall, he like it basically implies that he jerked off because there's like tissues next to him, and he's like, and then he's the bubble's like, "I'm a terrible person." I'm like, this was entertaining for people.
I don't remember this.
This was entertaining for people. Like,
I don't remember this. I thought you were talking about the pool part.
Maybe Diego dreamt about that.
No, I swear there was something like that where people were saying.
No, the one that I remember is that there was a part where he thought that he got rejected, and he like throws himself into the pool.
Rejected again.
He throws himself into the pool, and he's
My
like
13
imagining
reason
her.
why.
He's imagining her like being with another guy, and he pops a boner. And like, what is going on here?
He wants to be in the cuck chair. That's pretty much what he wants.
He deserves
All we
mommy.
want, this story needs to be done.
I just want it to be done or
It needs to-
canceled.
they need to like.
I
rip
don't
the
want. I don't
the
want.
Band-Aid.
I don't want.
Well,
like,
this is-
I don't want a completion. I just want it to be over.
I
just
think that's the
because
reason why it
deserves
keeps
to end.
going, because people keep reading.
Sadly,
And they
people
know
are
that
so
people like it,
stupid,
and
man.
therefore it's like, oh well,
No,
if people are
don't-
eating
people
this.
don't like it. People just want to finish it.
They
That's
just
different.
dragging it like other shows.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes. It's oh my god.
He's got to stick to his
fucking
other
thing
work.
sucks, man.
Just focus on his other
the
work.
other one was worse too because it was like what, a brother and sister that love each other and they want to fuck.
No, it's a brother. They find out he's adopted, or they're all adopted.
Doesn't
Actually,
matter.
I don't know, man.
I'm just
Doesn't
saying
matter.
I'm just saying exactly what's
See,
going
The
on.
mangaka sucks, right? He's some weird fucked up shit in his head.
He
Loser
doesn't
ass.
know how to write.
Yeah,
If
how about he should-
anything.
you know what he should do? He should get a girlfriend and fucking stop doing this. Stupid
Oh no,
shit.
he actually rented a like a house. He's married, but he rented a house or something
I'm
for
surprised.
his. He says that Chizuru, the main girl, is his girlfriend. He actually says that.
I don't know how this guy.
That's the land of the rising sun.
I don't understand how that works.
Okay, Japorean, let's move on. Let me before we go to our main topic, let's go to the 3 that you put on really quickly.
All right, really quick. As you guys can tell, or you probably have seen the news or being active on Twitter or any of the other web places.
Social media.
Stellar Blade, the game that I've always been talking every single time that I have the opportunity to do so.
His
It's
Gunu
back.
world, yeah.
And it has been released on PC. And I gotta say, people are thirsty. The article that shares that Stellar Blade crushes PlayStation PC records with 183,000 concurrent active people
Yep.
that have downloaded the game. It has beat all the other games that came from a exclusive console to PC, and it's number 1 at the moment. And people are going nuts.
I thought there were thirsty players like on PlayStation, but those PC people are.
Well, no, but the thing is, like,
Stop
the
trying
thing
to
is,
defend
it's
the PC
getting,
people,
it's
Diego.
getting, no.
Use my
It's
PC.
getting-
Stop defending.
Well, not just that, like PlayStation people too. People are giving it too much. Like I get it. Like Eve is attractive and everything, and she has a lot of outfits, but it's like
Naked
a lot
outfits.
of people really say like the combat and everything in the story, like the gameplay is really fun. So like,
It is a fun game. Don't
yeah,
get me
so
wrong.
like, so I'm like, it's just
think-
the
But that's not why
outfits-
Paul plays it.
Well, the outfits
No, I
are a
really like
plus.
it. I-
Literally,
He's on the
outfits are a
rope all
plus.
the day. He's like,
That-
oh, look at her.
that's-
I have to climb up.
I was
To
gonna
quote
say,
your wife, every time I see the game, she's wearing less clothes.
well, there are different parts of the game. All right, I'm not gonna deny
From
that.
my perspective, she has more
But
clothes.
I gotta say this much though, like this game is an amazing game. Apart from all the goodies you might actually find,
You might find they're
Yeah,
not. You might find you are finding.
the
them.
music,
I hope you really don't refer to goodies.
the fighting style.
How
in the
do you
game
have
is,
children? You better not.
That's why they stopped at
I
one.
want to see your.
That's why they stopped at one. His wife is like, okay, no, you're a bad influence.
You call them goodies. He's like, yeah, we're not.
He's like, they're my goodies. Yep, my goodies.
So the fighting style is amazing. The music is amazing.
Oh, dude, the music
I love
just
the
passively
soundtrack.
sounds so good.
The guy who did Nier Automata, he actually did the music for this, so people know it's a
that
really
makes
good game.
sense. Why? Okay.
They did a collaboration with Nier recently.
with Nier and Nikkei.
Right, and Nikkei is the new one that actually came out. So they released a new update that they released a new fighting mechanic with the Nikkei, another game that the same creator developed.
Okay.
They also added an additional boss battles that you can actually fight different enemies.
Or characters that you are like allies with, just because they're just boss
Right, people that
battles.
you have fought or people that you new encounters. And those fights are crazy. Like, if you guys see some gameplay of people trying to fight some of the bosses, it's intense.
It's legitimately a really good game.
It's an intense game. Like, I gotta say, it's one of the best games that
Has goodies.
got goodies, and actually being able to entertain a lot of people. Like, the fact that
I'm pretty sure it entertains. Yeah.
people on PC were able to like really get this game as soon as it came out. Of course, you can say it's the thirst, but I think it's also like what the game actually provides.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I'm really glad. It's coming. It's gonna have a sequel for sure, and I think the company also basically release the. They have a new project in mind that they're gonna announce for a new game as well. So everything's looking really good for the game. So I'm really happy because I really enjoyed that game. And right now, of course, they release new content, so I'm playing it quite a bit. The second part of story that I want to share is that recently there has been announced that an old school anime called Running Warriors
Oh yeah.
is
Ronin Warriors
coming back after 37 years. The last time they actually showed this show was in the 80s, 86, 80.
We saw reruns on it in the US when we came here. It was sick.
They made dubs of it, not dubs. My bad.
It looks
Dumps.
interesting. I gotta say, especially getting sequels from old school shows. I mean, I'm always down for it. The thing that I kind of find interesting is that Bandai Namco is the one actually helping produce this anime as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this
I didn't know they
Probably
did
gonna have a
that.
video game then too, huh?
Yeah, probably. So
That'd be cool.
I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be releasing next year, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that as well. So that's some of the things that I wanted to mention. And the last part I wanted to mention, you might be aware of this. They interviewed the guy who does the voice for Miles Morales, and he basically started talking a little bit briefly about the new movie, the new Spider-Verse movie. And he mentioned that in his role, he's not going to be playing only 2 characters, but he's only going to be playing 3 characters. So we know we have Miles Morales, we have the other.
We have Miles Morales.
We have Miles Morales and we have Prowler.
And we have Miles Morales.
We have Prowler Morales.
So I'm pretty sure, of course, it's going to be Miles Morales, but from different universes. And part of me kind of wishes that one of them, the one that we don't know, could be like a live action Miles Morales, but maybe just
No, he's too old.
I don't know.
Get Childish Gambino to be the older Miles Morales.
No, if he's voicing the other Miles Morales, it can't be that.
He's voicing the Prowler.
You know what he could be doing? He could be playing. He could be voicing the Sony Miles Morales.
Yeah, so
Could
I'm
be.
excited. Also, kind of worried about what Spider-Man is going through at the moment with the animated movie, because we're supposed to get that movie last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some things that we've been hearing from the animation studio and other things that I've been hearing from Sony itself, what they're trying to do in order to combine all their universes together. I feel like they still haven't recorded, from what I heard too, right?
I don't know. All I know is I have lost the hype for this film at all. I've lost all hype.
It's hard to stay hyped for so long because
3 years because it came out 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it as long as they do it right, but at the same time, it's like the fact that they already gave us release dates and then keep pushing those dates back and forth. It's kind of troublesome.
they're doing it kind of weird because most of the time with animation, and this is like for whether it's hand drawn or it's CGI, they typically record first all of the voices and then they do the animation of like the characters and all that in the story. So interesting that they're doing it the opposite. Don't know why, but I don't know. I think what happens with that is like if they have to change something, they have to bring the character, the actor or actress back, find time for them to re-record their lines or other stuff, and then animate. So I don't know. I think that also their process is also holding them back. That's just what I think. I don't know, but that's what I personally think.
I'm just I don't know. They better have made like one of the best films or something for Spider-Man, or this is just going to be like
I mean,
dead.
to be fair, I feel like their track record says that.
But like but waiting this long, you think it's just like it's going to be too much hype, and if it's like there's too much at stake for that, if it isn't remotely as close as to what people want, it's going to be a flop.
You don't say that about One Piece.
I don't watch the anime, so I don't have an issue with it.
I don't think it's gonna flop.
I don't think it's gonna flop.
I don't
mean,
think so.
I don't know if it's gonna be the best of the trilogy. I don't know.
I mean, they have a lot to live up to with the
I
second
said
one.
that about the second one, but I do think the second one is better than the first one.
Yeah, it is.
In my opinion.
I do wonder. The things that I'm guessing that it's something that they wanna trying to get it right. I think there is also a challenge because I feel like since Marvel is doing pretty good and this is doing pretty good, they may want to connect those two together. And I think that's something that Sony and Marvel are trying to fight.
Well,
just to keep it separated.
we've talked about that. I mean, technically, they all are connected. Technically, they all
Technically,
are.
there could be. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if there's going to be a direct partnership.
Yeah,
There
but
is
they
potential for crossover.
they've referenced each other. Well, at least Spider-Man into this.
Very vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, but they at least acknowledge there is other universe. It's this one. There's debate on what the MCU, which one it is. I mean, they shouldn't be 616 because they've also acknowledged that the comic book universe is also part of it, so they can't be 616 because that's the original one. But it doesn't matter. The point is they are connected. They've made
They've made
very
connections.
loosely to it. But like you said, like to make it more apparent that connection, I don't know if they'll do that.
I feel like that's something that Sony wants. I think that's something that Marvel doesn't want. That's a feeling that I got at the vibe.
I think Marvel just wants Spider-Man. Period.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of legality when it comes to like Spider-Man for sure. I just hope that they do it right and they don't affect any other franchises. And if they do
Spider-Man
it,
is such a weird anomaly in and of itself because let's say if had they not ever partnered with Disney, right? We never would have had like Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Civil War, Endgame. All that would be very different. I don't know how it would be different, but it'd be different.
Yeah.
May not be as good. There might have been a revival because No Way Home jump started after everything, right? And made everything huge for a bit, even though all the other ones didn't live up to it. But at least it piqued interest again. If Disney had bought all of the rights, or someone got all the rights, we probably wouldn't have gone into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like it's a weird thing. It's like at this point, I think we as fans are in the best position. Yes, both yes and not in the best position because we're getting all these different Spider-Man projects that include Spider-Man, but we also have to take all of the crap that Sony wants to do with their other.
I mean, they're not all.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they have their Insomniac version is amazing, but it's hit and miss.
Yeah,
And I mean, to go back to Diego's point, I think it just depends. Like I don't know if I'd say like it's hard to wait this long, but then you're also one of those people who complains when something isn't done right.
So it's one or the other, though.
It is taking longer than I wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not completely just like disagreeing with you. Look, but I don't want it to be like
as long
it
as
should
it's
come out good.
good.
Then it's been long enough that there shouldn't like I don't want to hear it's like oh well we didn't spend as much time as animation or we had to cut a whole bunch of stuff because of how long it's taken. But
I think the thing that's probably gonna. I think the thing that the thing that causes too much issue for me is there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have to rewatch the movies to remember or like recap stuff.
Oh, you had to do that with Infinity War. People remember there was even like theaters be like, hey, watch all the movies up to Infinity War to know what's going on.
The month before, right? They were like, watch one movie a day and like, and you'll be caught up to everything.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
It's just one movie,
but it's like it's such a long stretch. Where if it was like a year or something, it's not as bad. I don't know. That's just how I view it. But that's just me. It's probably
I get it. I get it.
It's too long, but it should be worth it.
As long as
Hopefully.
it's worth it. I think
Oh,
it should be
question. Speaking of Spider-Man,
Spidey.
it's funny. In my mind, I feel like you know him personally, but you don't. Like because you know how did you see that they have the Marvel fighting game Tokon?
Yes.
Is Yuri Lowenthal going to voice Spider-Man in that one? That's what I'm saying. Because you've talked to him and you're
That makes
cool.
sense.
So that's why I was like, in my mind, I was like,
He's on your contact list.
let me at him at Twitter. Yo, bro.
At your boy.
I'm going to voice Spider-Man.
Like I know you can't. I know you can't break.
I know, but like just how you talked about it, how you were like talking with him. But yeah.
I think they're.
I know you can't tell me anything legally without getting in trouble. But hey, are you going to be voicing?
You have to. They have the English dub version of the trailer. And you hear Spider-Man. I don't know. I can't remember the voice though.
Oh, okay.
You have to watch it.
I didn't hear.
I didn't hear the English one.
Not well enough to
Yeah.
call it out. But I would assume. I mean, I don't know what they're going with, but maybe I know that he's kind of like think
He's the
last time
video
he
game
talked about it,
Spider-Man.
he's like loosely signed up for a lot of projects that they'll
Spider-Man.
do as Spider-Man. Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
Well, so we'll see.
Okay. I was just I don't know why that was like. Yeah, I know he's not, but
He did the voice on the Spider-Man into the Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was him.
That was him. Yeah, because it was the same. He's still Insomniac Spider-Man, and he was there for just
I wonder
a small cameo, but was awesome.
that Marvel Snap. Do they have voice acting in that or no?
I don't know. That I can't tell you. I don't think that's him.
Okay. Well, I was just curious.
Alrighty.
Cool.
I'm going to pass the time over to Shark King because it's time for our main topic. This is going to be Gen 3 top 10 Pokemon. And I think this one is going to be even more
It's crazy.
crazy because here's the thing. And I will tell you straight up, my connections after Gen 2, they lessen a lot.
Okay.
And there's a lot of the pools of Pokemon that I like are very much smaller. In my personal one, it's this way up until probably Scarlet and Violet when I had my renaissance again. Like I started actually playing because again, Black. I just got they started diminishing after Silver and the Black and Whites, and I was just I'm done.
You're
I
just
can't.
disinterested.
I mean, same for me. Like after this, everything else, it's gonna be like.
So, but I will say what's helped me is because we've played our Soul Links. That has helped me, and that actually helped me make my list.
Fair enough.
That and playing Radical Red.
Also true. I still can't think. Still think it's hilarious. Yes. So is Yuri gonna be doing?
So what?
Just message him right now. If he knows.
Hey man, you signed my
Here's your friend.
PlayStation.
I mean, it's just funny. So I mean, that's why.
Cool guy, but I don't think we're friends.
Not
I think
that
that might
close.
be a stretch.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if he was like listening to this episode. He's like, I thought we were friends.
At
We
your
are
boy.
friends. We can be friends.
Adam.
Anytime. You want me to? I'm gonna hit the
The non-top 10.
Hit the honorable mentions, yeah.
honorable. Well, not the honorable mentions, but I'm gonna hit the unique ones first.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So Paul,
Let's
you
hear
had
this.
one unique Pokemon.
Okay.
Really one.
Only one. Slacking or Slaking. He
Ah,
had
you know-
Slaking at numbers.
I'm surprised that's
8.
not on Mr. Mister's list.
Dude.
Slaking's
He
cool,
is
but he's
cool.
not.
He
He's
was
not,
the only
he's not
one
my
who
top.
put Slaking. on his
Especially
list.
fighting against him at the very beginning when you fight your dad, I remember.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead.
too dead.
So it was, I think it was cool. It was a chunky boy and like, I feel
A,
like
a randomized Nuzlocke Slaking with randomized what's the word?
Abilities?
That's a terrifying Slaking.
No, fudge it. I hate slacking.
No, but that's more terrifying because he doesn't have Truant.
I hate it because when we were playing with Diego, they was like, oh yeah, I got him first. Well, I can't do anything. He's loafing around. I was like,
thank you.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he only had one. Huh.
Hoss had the most
Unique.
unique. He had 4 unique
Okay,
Pokemon
cool.
on his list.
What were they?
Hoss was the only one who put Torkoal.
Yeah, I knew he was
he
going
was
to
He was
throw
the
on there.
only one who put Altaria.
That was originally on my list.
He's the only one who put Cradily.
No, I don't
Oh,
like
I never
it. I
liked-
know
I
he
didn't
likes
like
him in
any-
Radical Red. I don't.
I only liked one of the fossil Pokemon.
And he's the only one who put Swampert.
To be truthful, I don't like that. I don't like his.
Swampert?
I don't like.
At all? That's
even,
crazy.
Even
Swampert
I
is
like-
the
I like
weakest
my
one
water
of the ones I like
Pokemons.
of the starters.
and I use
The weakest ones I like of the starters. I still
No,
like
I
him,
get
but
it.
yeah, he's the weakest one.
I will say this. I've not had the
Pleasure.
pleasure of having to play him
He is
in any of our current Soul Links. I've
He is
never had to
great
use him.
until you run into a grass type. Then
That's where it gets
then it gets scary.
What is he? Water and
Ground.
ground.
But he's immune to electric.
There's a picture that somebody, or like a little comic strip that somebody made where it's like, it's a Bulbasaur playing with his friends, and he's like, "Hey, Swampert, can you pass me this?" He's like, "Oh, hey, ow, dead." Just
a leaf. He's like, "You're my friend." He gives him like a leaf, and it just like the next turn is like a tombstone.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Let me see. Who was the next person who's sent me their list?
sent you
Everybody
mine.
else only had
One off?
one. Diego, I think was the next one. Yeah, Diego, you had one. You were the only person who put Absol.
I like Absol.
Absol
Put him
was
at
also
ninth.
on my. It was a possible one on my.
I like Absol.
David, you were the only person who put Trico.
Really?
And
I don't like the other his evolution.
Sceptile's tight.
I don't like
What are you talking
Sceptile. I don't
about?
like his design.
Especially
Trico
shiny-
sounds
shiny-
Trico with his little like
Yeah,
with his
I can
little
understand. I can understand his little
toothpick
leaf.
thingy, whatever. I was like, he looks cool. Other ones, eh.
Mega Sceptile's tight because it looks like he's high. He has red eyes. He's like,
Of course, you want the high stuff.
David, you were also the only one who put Milotic. Although that was probably a super honorable mention. I was so close.
Milotic was close for me too, but I started picking them off.
And then
Horrible.
The only reason why is because I thought Milotic was a water dragon when I first saw him. Like when I first saw,
It's Sound Dragon.
no, he looked like a water dragon. But then when I saw it was just straight water, I was like, oh, that's a doo doo.
You're just mad because you got the freaking fossil of it first in the Soul Silver.
Oh,
That was so
I had a
funny.
Milotic. I don't remember that. But I'll
No,
look
what's
it
the pre-evolution?
Feebas.
Feebas.
You got Feebas.
Feebas is terrible.
Remember-
No, the only thing,
Lugia?
you know what made Feebas hard though is if in Emerald you have to. The only way to make it evolve is to make it pretty, right?
You have to
take it to contests, and it
Yeah,
has to
so
win
if you-
the max beauty contest.
Yeah,
you
so
have to
you-
go 4 beauty contests, like the super side
I
quest
don't remember
thingy.
So
this.
you want to find a melodic first. You don't want a Feebas. So
You
be
can't
careful.
find a Milotic for
No, for
irregularly,
us.
but in
Yeah.
randomized you can.
Yeah, so hopefully whatever you come
Find a
across,
Feebas, just don't.
yeah,
it's garbage.
Just
Oh,
that's your throwaway Pokemon.
For some reason, just to let you know, in my while I was what was it, training my Pokemon to get to level 14, 15, in almost every single area there was a Rayquaza on mine. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I actually had 2 Pokemon on my list that were unique that I'm surprised didn't make it.
Really,
to
you're
Gets's
not
list.
you're not the basic.
Not this time.
You're not basic.
Nobody else put Kyogre,
I don't like Kyogre that much.
and nobody put Jirachi,
He was originally on my list.
which I think is the Kyogre one I can kind of understand, but the Jirachi I don't get how nobody likes Jirachi.
I don't think it's I like Jirachi was in my list. It's just other Pokemon. Like I said, like my list of Pokemon that I really really like just shortens. And Jirachi was
it's fine.
yeah.
And
That's
I know
why
it's like
mine wasn't.
everybody has different favorites.
I've
but
never really had a Jirachi, so I can't I couldn't put it in my list.
it was the only Jirachi was one of the reasons. I mean, we
For-
watched it before.
for
The only
you, it
reason
makes
for like
sense
Soul
why.
Link that they
Yeah, but-
basically had like ran through the Elite Four with Jirachi and
Yeah.
Tyranitar.
Yeah, man, that's yeah.
But our list is crazy. I will mention this. For me, this was the hardest list. I had to skip it and come back to it because I was like, I'm at 15 Pokemon, and was like,
That was for me too.
this one is really hard for me. I think Gen 3 overall might have
yeah, really cool.
Mine
Pokemon.
was-
range of Pokemon that I really love. Not necessarily the best, but the biggest range.
Mine was weird because I had to list all of the Pokemon that I liked, which was like 18 maybe.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'm like, okay, these are my 10 done. I just had to name first which ones I liked.
I think I was like at 25, and then I was like, okay. And then like just the ones I really like, I'm like, I'm still at like 18 or 20.
See, mine went fast. Mine was like, boom, boom, boom,
Mine,
boom.
I was up fast. But for our top 10 for Gen 3,
I said
we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 ties,
that's crazy.
and there's 1 3-way tie.
That's crazy.
So there's a pretty big range.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
even though it's supposed to be top 10, technically there's 16 Pokemon in the top 10 list just because
Hey, that's
of
cool.
ties.
That's
Okay.
got-
Okay.
So yeah, so at number 10,
Number 10.
we have Altaria and Kyogre. Tie for tie. Which is crazy. Kyogre's already on the bottom. But I really like Kyogre. I know that nobody else did. I was the only one to put him on the list.
You must have been super high if you got to 10.
I only put him at like 4th or 5th. I
But no
think.
one
top
else put
five.
him.
Yeah.
No one else put him.
Who put Alteri? Did more than one person put on?
I don't recall if I had
Just-
Altaria.
Me and Host.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think
Okay.
me and Host is like top 4 Pokemon made it.
Okay.
Tied at 7. I really like Kyogre. I can't really speak too much to Altaria, and Host isn't here. But for Kyogre, this reminded me again, just like I had mentioned before. I always played Soul Links with my sister, but even then we would play against each other. And I feel like my sister was, when we started playing Pokemon, she was right at that age where she was smart enough to know, let Javi pick first, and I'll pick whatever's better. So she was basically like the rival. So I would pick like Charizard, and she's like, "Oh, who are you picking?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick Charizard." I'll pick a Blastoise. I'm like, that's weird. But she would do that for everything. So she's like, "Oh, well, we would look up Groudon and Kyogre." She's like, "Ground and water." She's like, "I'm gonna take Kyogre. Like, you want Groudon?" I'm like, "Okay." But that would always happen, like no matter which version we
She
pick.
said-
Okay.
But Kyogre's really cool. Like, I mean, I really think that the Gen 3 legendaries are probably some of the best.
Yeah.
Overall, like that trio of legendaries is probably, I think, my favorite. The Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza.
Okay.
And then in 9th,
9.
this is the three-way tie.
Oh, shoot.
We have Sceptile, Torkoal, and Flygon. With 9 points apiece.
You know what? You know what's funny
Flygon
about that?
and Sceptile was saved, and Hulse basically bumped Torkoal that high on his own because
What, he 2?
put 2. Torkoal was 2 on his list.
Yeah, because my Flygon for me was 4.
I honestly, the reason I took off Flag was because of Paul. Because of how much you wanted to bring him back and how many times I told you
Right
no.
after he loses, like,
Yeah.
And you know what? He's not on my list.
Good.
jerk.
I like Flygon.
All right, you guys who put Flygon?
I didn't put Flag. He
I
did.
put Flygon on 4.
Go ahead.
Oh, why? Oh, okay.
He's like, I know.
I liked his design overall. Like, I think what movie? I can't remember what movie it was, but I remember seeing it in passing where some trainer was flying with his Flygon, and I was like, why does this Pokemon have goggles? Because they look. It looks like he has goggles. It looks really cool, and I'm like, he just looks super cool. His design's awesome, and it's just pretty simple, like just that kind of stuff. His design and everything was really cool. I like how he's a ground dragon, and
Should be Bug Dragon.
yes, he should be, because Trapinch is literally a bug.
But he's not a bug.
Vibrava is a bug. It's a dragonfly.
It might look like
And then it's like, oh yeah, let's not make him a bug. So
Bug Dragon.
yeah, just dragon ground. But just yeah, Flygon's just been always really cool. And I don't recall ever having issues when I had him in my teams. Whenever I'd play mainline games, never Nuzlocke. So he always was solid with me. The only thing is I've never had him as a shiny. That's the only thing.
Oh, he's great as a shiny.
Yeah.
Who put Sceptile?
Not me. I'd put Trico.
Oh, let me see.
I think that was Hulse
Yeah, I didn't put Sceptile in mine.
and me as well. Okay. I thought it was going to be somebody else. I just didn't want it to be me the whole time. But I just like Sceptile. I think design-wise, Trico is my favorite. It's not the best competitively, but it's my favorite. And I think like they've done a lot of boosts with it in like Radical Red and stuff like that. It's awesome when he Mega Evolves and becomes Grass Dragon. It makes him 4 times weak to ice, which kind of sucks. But it helps him like tank so many hits because Dragon type's still one of the better types because it's got so many resistances. But he's just really cool. Like I really, really like him. I just think like
Cho.
No, you're good. I just think he's a really good Pokemon, and like you said, like I think even like the games and then like the anime when he's just Trico or Ash's Grovyle, like he's just a really cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
At number 8, we have another tie with 10 points. Aggron and Salamence.
Yeah,
I'm surprised at, honestly. You guys really like Aggron.
I like Aggron.
I liked Aggron.
I didn't put Aggron on my list.
Horny too, man.
He's super strong. I liked him.
Yeah.
Did I put Salamence on mine? I can't remember now.
And his Mega Evolution looks pretty tight.
You guys let me know about Aggron because I like Aggron, but he wouldn't make my top.
I just like his design. Like he's not really. He didn't have a lot. When I had him in my team, he didn't have a high attack stat. He was just really tanky, and I just like his design. His design is pretty cool. And
I think the whole evolution, at least for me, really got my attention, especially with the Aaron as well. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think for me,
Aaron, Lyron, and Aggron.
For me, it's like design wise, a very similar of a Nidoking in this new version.
Yeah, it's like a Nidoking wearing armor.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, that's about
Nothing
it.
else I can add to that.
It's just Nidoking, but with armor.
I didn't have anything in the sense of like gameplay wise, just like his design and everything.
Okay.
I put Salamence on mine. I can't remember now.
David, you.
I know he was.
did not.
Okay, I know he was in.
Diego, you did though.
Salamence?
Or no, Paul, you did.
Yep,
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I didn't put Salamence. I'm literally looking at my list.
Paul tells us about Salamence.
Give me a sec. Okay. Well, I like also the design as well. It really got to me recently as I was collecting the McDonald's Pokemon pack. One of the cards was Salamence, and I feel like.
Wait, I don't think that's Salamence.
No, that's not Salamence.
Roaring Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I would have been like, Rory Moon would have been my top 10.
No, but I I do feel like that character itself. I know it's very unique to me, especially when I first played the game. I didn't get to see as much of the Dragon Pokemon in, at least that got my attention in this version. So I think for me, it really felt like a really good design, and I like the color blocking style, the way the character is drawn. So
I think Salamence is the most dragon-looking dragon from all the Dragon Pokemon.
The most
like
dragon-looking
like
dragon?
it's like the most basic-looking one. Like it's tied between him and
Dragonite?
Dragonite, with the most basic-looking dragon Pokemon.
Garchomp?
He looks more like a shark.
Yeah, he looks more like a shark.
A shark dragon.
Yeah, but but I'm just saying.
I get. He looks like the most stereotypical dragon.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. It's
Yeah.
it's just funny.
I
when
would
you
say
think about it.
Salamence does look like the most stereotypical dragon.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, and I don't mean it in any negative way. But if it did, my bad.
You're good. At number 7,
Number 7.
Manectric and Gardevoir.
what?
Tied.
I didn't put God on mine.
I put both of them in there.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm sad that they actually got kind of low. I was hoping they-
Manectric for me was.
I think
8.
Manectric was.
Manectric or Gardevoir?
both of them. Let me tell you about Manectric.
Okay, go with Manectric first.
It looks like a pharaoh.
I really like the shiny version of this Pokemon quite a lot.
Why?
I like the color combinations on that. To me, it really, like when I was playing the Omega Ruby Sapphire, that Pokemon, like that was my first shiny in that particular game.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
And that helped me carry the
This
whole
makes
thing.
sense.
Well, you know what it's going to be for me for Gen 8.
I was gonna say Gardevoir. I'm so surprised that it's really, really low.
Yeah, I honestly am too. I thought that Gardevoir was going to be much higher.
It wasn't on mine.
Oh, that's probably
So
why.
for me, Manectric was 8 and Gardevoir was 6.
My Gardevoir was like
Number 2.
number 2.
Oh, dang.
Well, your Gardevoir and Manectric were Gardevoir was your number 2 and your Manectric was number 3. So these were
Yeah.
So
I think maybe
ones.
mine was the one that caused it to go so low because I put it 8 and 6.
And again,
I think Manectric, meaning mine was like 8 or 7
I
or 6 maybe.
put Gardevoir at 10.
really.
Yeah, mine didn't make it. Mine barely didn't make
I
it.
barely made it.
The reason why I chose Manectric was I think he was my first electric type in Sapphire, and he has a pretty high level, right? You have to make him evolve to Manectric.
27.
Yeah, for some reason I just had a hard time leveling him up. So, but when I got him and he had Intimidate and he had all these other moves and like he just was cool. I liked it. And then his evolution was so weird to me. I was like, this is ugly. And it grew on me because he kept like winning. So I'm like, okay, Manectric's pretty tight. And then Gardevoir started off as hate because when I'd fight, what's our rival in that game again?
Wally.
I was getting mopped by it for some reason. And then when I got one, I was like, oh, Gardevoir's pretty tight actually. Gardevoir like
I hate Gardevoir. Oh, well, you're on my team? No.
yeah, when I was like, oh, I understand why. Like this Gardevoir is pretty sick. So, and the design is pretty cool. It's like very, I was like wondering like why is it just psychic? But then obviously now with the new fairy type, they added that and it made it even cooler. And just the design is cool. The shiny version of it's really cool
I was gonna
too.
say the shiny
And it's
version is the
Shiny
It's
version.
mega-
The Mega is amazing.
amazing. So, yeah, Gardevoir was just like in tops, and I think Gardevoir is always like in everyone's at least team. In like if you ever played
Like a regular playthrough for
yeah,
Gen 3.
Gardevoir's just really strong.
I was
This
gonna
is-
say, even if I were to have all the Pokemon for the first 3 generation combined, Gardevoir would be like really
In their top 10 list
Yes.
of all of them? Okay.
for sure.
Not mine.
Gardevoir's just cool. I like.
If you want to get that life size plushie.
No, we're not talking about plushies, you weirdo.
You love them so much anyway.
This is where it gets funny and weird. So at number 6,
it's funny and weird.
at 6 you have Latios with 15 points or votes, I guess, and then at 5th we have Latios with 18 points.
Oh,
So I mean, I don't know. I kind of they're technically different Pokemon, but I
It's almost exactly the same.
yeah.
The thing, okay, I'll tell you with mine because if you see, I think Latios is number 10
Wow.
and Latios is number 3 or 4.
Latios is number 1 for me.
Latios was Diego's number 1.
Yeah,
That's
mine is
probably
number
why he
10,
did
and then
it.
Latios is like 3 or 4 or something like that.
No, you put Latios at 10 and Latios at 2.
Yeah, okay, Latios is at 2 and Latios is at 10. Okay, mine went down to color.
color.
Yeah, I mean, I remember even when we were talking about this list, I'm like, can I just put Latios and Latias together? I'm like, I feel like they're essentially the same.
Yeah,
And I think it was even Nico who was like, no, you have to pick one. I'm like, okay, I pick Latios.
yeah. It's like it's just the color.
Blue
The
looks
color.
better than red, and then if I have to give like the tiebreakers, the shiny.
The
Shiny
shiny's
Latios
sick.
is turquoise. Shiny Latias is like orange.
Yeah, it just more. This really comes down to aesthetics, like what they made their sprite, how they did this. I do like their sprite better too. Even I don't know why Latias is like
Latias just looks
it's like
yeah,
and then Latias is like
and again, this goes back to me
Bashful
like,
and-
me having.
This does not
Ruby
look bashful,
and my
it looks like
sister
intimidating.
having, Sapphire. So in Ruby you get Latios, and in Sapphire you get Latias. And it's funny because in the movies they show them or portray them as brother and sister.
Yeah.
And Latios is the older brother, and Latias is like the younger sister. So I just use Latios more.
yeah. I
That's
just like
literally the only
yeah.
reason. I like them, but basically about the same. But if I had to pick one, then I guess I'd go with Latios.
But funny with mine is that because I like Latias so much, instead of Latias, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Latias is a thing. That's why I had to put it at 10. I was like,
That's fine.
Latinos and Latinas.
That's what it'll autocorrect in your phone. If you try to
yeah.
For me, the reason why I chose Latios instead of Latios,
and that it's number one.
yeah, well, because like
Really?
Latios, I like the red. I like the red design of it. It's really cool.
But you don't like red.
I like red.
Oh, you forgot. You don't like red on guitars. My bad.
I don't like
Fine.
red on guitars, and no cherry red with like a flame top. It looks kind of. Anyways, Latios, I like the red, and then I like the shiny. I like the orange shiny. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of Mountain Dew's Livewire.
Okay.
That's not. That doesn't. That
But
doesn't come to
Shiny
my head.
Latios is Baja Blast, which is superior.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I should have put it there because I caught one in our Nuzlocke, but like just Latios,
He's like,
just I liked it more, and I think that was my first one I caught in. Latios was my first one I caught in Omega Alpha Sapphire, because I can't remember which one I had. Yeah, Alpha Sapphire, the blue one. And it worked for me. I was just owning with it, so I just had to do it because I liked Latios a little bit more.
See, for me, because I couldn't pick, I think for me, like, it's kind of hard between those two, so I decided to not put it anyways.
You picked none.
No.
Fair enough. This is the one that probably surprises me the most at all on this list. I don't know how it's so high. At number 4, Mighty Enna.
I gotta tell you this much. Mighty Enna is high.
Mighty Enna was number 1 for David and
Yep.
number 1 for Host.
Yep.
I can.
I will
understand.
tell you this
It's
much.
Probably from Radical Red.
Mighty
It is.
Enna has to go because of Radical Red. This
exactly what-
freaking Mighty
Yes,
Enna
I can
carried
understand.
me.
I understand that.
Like the only like Blaziken and Blaziken have to talk. Blaziken is also high, but because Blaziken also one shot like took our entire gym for me, which was amazing. But Mighty Enna just consistently was always helping because I could switch out different things. It wasn't like super speedy or super like anything, but it was just
did
good
everything
enough
good.
on everything that I could always count on Mighty Enna. And so like my opinion of just kept going higher and higher, and I'm like, you know what, I can't put him anything except for one because he just dominated
I can
in Radical
respect
Red.
that. I respect
can respect.
that.
That's what I
respect
figured it would be, and
But-
this is again why so many times I feel like they just need to update Pokemon. Some older Pokemon just need a little bit more love. Like
Yeah, and
Mighty, I'll be honest, Mighty Enna, I've literally never seen anybody use it competitively,
yeah, and it's fine.
or it like no one's ever like, dude, let me use it. Mighty, no one. But in Radical Red, it's one of the best. Like it's a very viable and very good
that.
option.
What's its ability again? Its name.
In Radical Red,
Strong Jaw.
they give it Strong Jaw, so
Yeah.
its biting type moves get an extra 50% damage.
And there's all, and he has so many
And he
different
gets
ones.
all
Yeah.
of one. Yeah, he gets
Crunch,
ice. He gets
Ice Butt.
crunch, fire, ice, thunder,
Psychic.
poison fang, psychic fangs.
You see,
And you can just switch him out.
Yeah, and you can just switch him out for like whatever you need. So like he's almost always a viable and good option.
yeah.
And
when you do.
I would say that if we had just gone by Emerald and I never played Radical Red, Mighty Enna wouldn't be on there.
Yeah,
Mighty would not be on my
Mighty
top
is
10.
fairly unforgettable outside
I
of
gotta
that.
say, I'm really shocked that. Well, I guess it makes sense with the Radical Red.
Yeah,
so-
the Radical Red really boosted.
Yeah,
that.
if you did,
I wouldn't
if you got
consider
if
it.
you got Mighty Enna in Radical Red, your opinion would change. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's crazy. It's crazy good.
It's crazy good, and I know that Host has nothing but good things to say about
Yeah.
Mighty. Anytime we talk about, I think Host might have even put Mighty Enna as like all-time 10.
I can
Because
think that
of Radical
mine,
Red. I'm
yeah,
pretty
mine
sure-
would go up there too,
He's really just that good.
dude. I can't say like if you
So it was
if
David on host.
David and Hoss is number one.
Okay.
Two number one.
dude, if you had look again,
Who
Paul.
was the trainer who had the Mariana that we fought? And it was one of the gym leaders.
in Radical Red,
Yeah.
I don't think any of the gym leaders use it.
Oh,
Oh, actually, at the beginning, it's the Team Rocket member. At the end of Mount Moon,
That's
Archer
the
uses
that,
it. Yeah.
Remember, he took out like 2 of my ones. That's
Yeah.
why.
Paul, I will tell you this much: if you ever go back to Radical Red, you don't have to nuzlocke or anything, but play Radical Red and get a Mariana
or Puchiana early on.
Puchiana early on. That is going to help you out a lot because it's just so viable on anything. Yeah, you have to worry about of who they're facing and what Texas they have, but for the most part, it's like you would think Maria can't help you with this type or this, like what is it going to do against like a what's it called, like a ghost or dark, like, oh, we have this one, like it just so good.
So good. I agree. Number 3 was Blaziken.
He was my number 2.
He was number 5 for me.
I think he made Blaziken. I think Blaziken got so many points because he was on everybody's list.
Yeah. Really high too.
He was 10 for Hoss.
Oh.
Or sorry, 9th for Hoss. He was 4th for Paul. He was 5th for Diego. He was 5th for David, and he was 9th for me.
Blaziken just grew. I think Blaziken again. This one goes back to Radical Red. Blaziken just with all the updates they did to Blaziken,
What's crazy? Blaziken actually didn't get that many. I don't think it got that much updates.
Didn't get that many.
Radical Red.
Even base Blaziken is just freaking strong. With the firefighting, right?
Yeah,
He has so many.
He's just that good.
He's just as good. His hidden abilities are amazing.
Speed boost is kind of a broken ability
Dude,
for
I
Blaziken.
love that speed boost for Blaziken.
Every turn, your speed goes up.
And that's what got me to one shot that gym.
See,
Oh, yeah.
well, I actually gotta say when it comes to Blaziken, I like that it's fast. In addition to that, I do like the design on that Pokemon as well. So I think it functional and it's also very cool.
I think it's one of like the best
On the starters,
glow ups, and I say glow ups just because like you start with this itty bitty little Torchic, little cute little thing. You get a Combuskin who looks a little like this odd teenage weird
it looks
stage,
Adolescent.
and then you get to the bad aid like eagle looking Blaziken anthropomorphic thing. I was like, oh, this is sick.
I agree.
I think wasn't Blaziken one of the first Gen 3 Pokemon we saw? It was Kecleon and Blaziken, right, in the anime?
I believe so.
Yeah, because I remember when I saw Blaziken, I was like, what the fuck is this guy? And he was just like one leg standing up, ready to kick and just do a bunch of cool stuff. I'm like, I don't know who this
He's
guy
the
is.
American
He's tight.
Pokemon.
He's tight. And
American Pokemon.
yeah, he's just all around pretty solid, and he's a pretty good Mega.
I agree. And I always thought it was weird when they did X and Y first. They only gave Torchic or Mega Blaziken an evolution, and Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert didn't get anything until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Because he's the Charizard of that.
Again,
Gen.
black and white.
He's a Charizard of that gen.
Well, that wasn't Black and White.
Which one was it?
There's a Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire X and Y.
Oh, X and Y. Okay.
6.
No.
And number 2, we have a tie.
Oh,
Metagross and Groudon. 24 votes.
Groudon was not on mine, so I don't know.
Groudon wasn't on your list?
it
No,
wasn't-
Groudon
it
was
wasn't
not on my list.
Groudon was on my list
It was number 2 for
me. So Metagross was 3, and Groudon, and then Groudon was 2.
and number 2 for me as well.
Yeah.
The reason that I hate Groudon is just, again, it goes back to our solo.
I was going to say, I'm surprised that Diego
like that's why.
Well, no. So when I had him in my teams in other games, he was solid. And his it's not Mega. What is it? His
Primal
Evolution is just sick. And I had to give him respect. He wiped the floor with me. Doesn't matter. Like I could be mad at Groudon, but
you beat me. I respect you.
he beat me.
You know why? Because you were dumb.
Yeah.
It wasn't even strong, but it's because you were stupid.
It's not because he's
Either way.
strong.
But yeah, Groudon's just he's a cool design too. Like, and then his shiny, like, I hate the green shinies, but like his works really well.
It's not green.
That's not good.
His shiny is green. It's like a lime green.
It's yellow.
Groudon? No, I swear it
I
was
think
like
you need your
lime
eyes
green.
checked.
I mean, you guys at home, let me know. It's not a green.
He has a phone. Of course, he can check
Or
it.
yellow. Well, I just mean everybody
Yeah,
else.
it's like a lime green.
It's more always yellow to me.
I don't think that's green.
That's like a lime green. That's not green.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like green.
I don't like it. It's pink. I
Either
like
way,
shiny.
it doesn't look good.
I don't think that's green at all, dude.
Maybe you're colorblind. I'm just kidding.
That one is green.
That one looks good.
That's green.
That's
But that's not the real.
that's not the. Whoa, that's terrifying. Okay. No, just he's cool. I liked him. I always liked Groudon.
His primal form is even more awesome because he finally becomes what I thought he was always going to be, being a fire type. He becomes ground and fire. And with the primal forms, again, always battling against my sister, soul linking against my sister. My sister purposely picking Kyogre to fight Groudon. When they primal evolve, they actually get like super weather.
Yeah, he has like scorched earth or something like
It's
that.
not. I can't remember off the top of my head right now what it's called, but it's the sun. But this time it's improved sun that water type attacks do nothing. So even Groudon is 4 times weak to water. You can't use a water type attack with his ability.
Because
That's pretty cool.
Because the water.
It's,
dries
primordial
up.
sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water just dries up instantly. So he gets rid of
Desolate
it.
land.
He has a 4-time weakness, and
It's gone.
It's gone. He just his
Desolate
ability
land.
automatically negates it.
It's called Desolate Land. It's a really cool.
That's
ability.
ridiculous.
So I just think it was awesome. And when it's shiny and it's like the black with gold, amazing.
Metagross, it's a tanky boy.
It's just
Metagross
awesome.
Metagross is just
Metagross is awesome.
He was the first. Well, no, never mind. He wasn't the first. Tyranitar was. He was like the first one that wasn't a dragon, but no, T-Tar is the first one. But he was like very different from like a lot of the pseudos. Him and T-Tar, and then I think who's another pseudo that isn't a dragon?
To the Widow.
It's just those two. Those are the only two, right? That aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So T-Tar impressed me, and then Metagross. I just liked how he's like floats and he has his 4 arms, and he just and then shiny is. Just to turn him gray was just such a cool shiny.
The silver with gold.
Yeah. Metagross is just sick. The only thing that sucks is he just forever to level up to get him to that part. But when you get a Metagross, him being steel and psychic is what threw me off. I thought he was like steel and whatever. And then they're like, oh yeah, he's a psychic type too. You're like, what?
His mega. Is it his mega?
Oh, his mega's amazing.
His mega first threw me off.
It looks cool.
I was just like, what the heck's going on here? They just added more of the belt and whatever. Just
Yeah, but just him being psychic on top of that was cool.
I think Metagross is one of the best Pokemon, period. He'd probably make my all-time 10
Yeah.
list. Especially, he's got a great shiny. He's got a cool design. He's awesome competitively. He's got an awesome Mega. And then they even connected to it's Steven's like ace Pokemon. And even, I think canonically, they changed it in the anime. His Metagross is shiny.
Yeah.
His Mega Metagross
ooh,
is
that's
shiny.
cool.
And I think he's the only person who has a shiny that is a Mega.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But 10 out of 10
Yeah,
Pokemon. One of the
great
best.
one, great one.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure everybody's going to be very surprised. At number 1, we have
Torchic.
Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Or Rayquaza. However
Rayquaza.
There's
I mean, what can we say about it?
It's one of the best
It's one of the
Pokemon
best
ever
Pokemon.
of all time.
Yeah. Shiny version is amazing.
The
too.
shiny, one of the best, one of, if not the best shinies ever of all time.
One of the best mega evolutions.
It is the best Mega Evolution because it's the only Mega Evolution that doesn't need a Mega Stone. So it's the only Mega that can still hold another item when it Mega evolves. So you can have
Broken.
a Choice Bandit or a Choice Scarfed Mega Pokemon. It's the only Pokemon that can do that.
You know what I thought was weird when I first played it? I was like, when they first started introducing the stuff, I'm like, how come he doesn't have a primal form?
Because he has a Mega instead.
Yeah, but it was just weird. Like I thought, but I mean, either way, it's not bad, but it's just cool.
And his Mega ability negates the weakness of all ice or flying type. So he gets rid of his 4 times weakness to ice when he Mega evolves.
Yeah,
And he still holds an item.
he's stupid fast.
No, I gotta say, even when I saw, like, I was playing Emerald for the first time, and I saw that Pokemon. I saw that as soon as I saw the Pokemon, I was like, this is a really cool design. They spent a good time, quality, and effort into building this Pokemon. After that, like the new generations, all of the legendary Pokemons have not grabbed my attention as much. I think this was the last generation for a bit that really, really captivated me into like, man, they can design really good Pokemon. I need more of those.
Yeah,
I love that he was in Smash. That actually was because
He's in Smash.
because crazy. Like I remember playing. I was like, oh, this is a cool Pokemon. But for some reason, when he was in Brawl and he was like a boss, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Seeing him like come out from the ground and do his little spiral. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
That's fair. That's a fair reason.
But you mad? We laughed at that.
It's my Chase card. I still really I don't know if I'll.
You want to sign up with Chase?
No, not with Chase.
Oh, you're trying to get the Black Star, huh?
The Gold Star
Gold Star.
Rayquaza is the number one card I've wanted ever from all time since I've been a little
That's
kid.
his fountain of youth. That's what he's trying to.
It's
If you have that, go contact him. We'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll talk, buddy.
Yeah.
But I wanted that card for forever, and that was the one card. Like even when I was a little kid, I remember like hearing stories about, because back then we didn't have the internet for these cards. But people were like, oh yeah, dude, it's like my cousin, like my friend's cousin's neighbor, like he has a Gold Star Rayquaza. I'm like, that's not even a real thing. Like he's like, no, like they told me that they saw. I'm like, that's like, I'm not believing that. Like that's not even real. Then like even as like a
That photo's
kid,
doctored. I can see.
like, well, you didn't have pictures. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, but they tell me it exists. I'm like, there's no way. Like that doesn't exist. They wouldn't make that. It does exist.
But they were wrong.
Although I've never seen one in person. I have seen people.
Pictures?
I've seen them from sellers on, like digitally, like through streams.
How
Yeah.
much is that card, by the way?
Oh my gosh.
Market price, it's supposed to be about a $3,000 card.
That's spare money for Diego.
It's going up, unfortunately, because they're getting more and more. Yeah, I know what it looks
That
like.
card
Diego.
looks so sick. I just I like how his hands like coming out of the card.
It keeps going up, but the problem is when I find them, it's always through sellers who are going off their perceived grading value. So they'll tell you, hey, if you buy this card, even though it's supposed to be only a $3,000 card, if you grade it, and I think it's in such good condition that it'll get a 9, it'll be a $45,000 card. So I'm asking for $40,000.
That's crazy.
So I'm like,
Grade it then.
yeah, then you grade it and then sell it for $45,000. I'm not taking
Not taking that risk.
that risk. I have seen, the craziest thing is I actually just saw one like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like somebody had like washed it like 5 times. Like it's it was half white. Like most of the card was not like legible. Like stuff was like scratched off.
Did it still sell?
It's still sold for like $1,800.
Oh my god.
And it's like maybe 2/3 of the card was still there. I'm gonna see if I can find that picture and send it to you guys. But like I said, it was just like splotchy. Like there was parts where it was just white. Thankfully, like most of the Rayquaza wasn't like taken out, but like the bottom of like it was just bad. It's,
You won't get it.
I'm not paying.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like if I'm gonna spend that much money, I don't want a perfect version, but I just like
A decent one.
yeah.
Would you get one in the same stat or the same condition as the Charizard card that you bought it there? That would be fine. Okay.
Yeah, I would like even if they were like if it was graded and there's like it's a 1, but like the actual card, like even if you know how they have like the picture up here like the top and then the bottom is like the writing of the card, like it's attacks. If like the whole bottom was like whited out, but like the picture was still there, I'd be okay with it.
Question: Would you be okay if they remade that
No.
Gold Star, but like a
No.
Celebrations one, or no?
No, I don't want them to.
You want the original?
I want the
You
original.
wouldn't want a reprint.
I wouldn't want the reprint.
Okay, I was just curious.
Better.
Not always.
Well, because I have a Gold Star Umbreon, but that was an original thing. It wasn't like from the original. I didn't know that.
No, it wasn't original. There is an original. That's a reprint. The Celebrations is a reprint.
Okay, I have the reprint. Yeah,
Yeah. The reprint goes for like maybe $5.
That's
the
still
original
cool.
goes for like 10 grand
yeah.
because of how hard it is to
I
get.
was like $5. Holy shoot! That's
It's
that's
a big
disparity.
difference.
Yeah.
It's a big disparity. But yeah, that's the number one card I want.
And the number one Pokemon in Emerald to Gen 3.
It's true.
I mean, he could get it. He doesn't want to spend the money.
I mean, I don't want to drop. Well, the ones I've seen, like they're the cheapest I've been able to see. Really, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, give me 1,500 or 15,000, not 1,500, 15,000."
And it was his perceived.
Yeah, it was his perceived value. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, if you drop it in the washer, like maybe give me a call and see how much it's gonna be afterwards. But
I grade it. The thing is that people are they're like, if I grade and it gets something like super low, then like, oh man, then the value like mean, it's still gonna even a 1. If it was graded a 1, what would it value be?
It depends. For certain cards, like it depends on how rare they're. But there's some times where if you grade it and it's a bad grade, like it actually loses value.
Yeah. But in this one, would it lose lower than 3,000?
I think it would go.
Yeah, if
slightly under, and I wouldn't mind that. Like I would honestly buy it with the cheaper price, and then I'd crack it and then just put it.
A PSA 1 Rayquaza is like $1,800.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want.
So I mean, I still think if you think it's that much, I say it's so great. If you think it's a 9, go grade it. If that's what you honestly believe. Go do that.
That's a whole separate topic. Like, I don't understand why people do that, but I'm like, if you think that's what it is, I'm like, then you grade it, because that's not fair that I'm paying for what you think it's worth, and you could be wrong.
Yeah.
And even there was like, oh, I've been selling cards for 20, 30 years. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
you
get it graded.
You could think that, but if I grade, like, I'm the one taking all the risk, and you're the one making all the profit.
If you have enough money to get it graded for that much and pay the service fee of that, then go do it. Don't make the other person do it. You know what I mean?
But it's easier to sell raw cards than it is.
Oh, is it?
Slabs.
Okay.
Typically, just because it's cheaper, but again, that's because you're taking all the risk.
It's true.
Yeah, but
all the risk. And if not, the only time is when like you have like the really high rollers who just they don't care about spending, and they just buy like the 10s. Like I'll buy it if it's in a 10 though.
Yeah.
But,
But there you go, guys. There's our top 10 for Gen 3. Woo. Gen 4 is going to be a lot harder for me.
I mean, for me, like,
I think I have Gen 4
after
already.
I have like some nostalgia with playing all the first 3 generations. After this, like it kind of misses.
Diamond what's next is Diamond Pearl?
Diamond, Pearl, and
Pearl.
Platinum.
And then 5 is that
Black and white.
Black and white. That's the one
And
where
black and white too.
I don't
First time we got black, we got 2s.
Now, to me, it's going to be harder to find all the Pokemon that I like. I can't remember all Gen 5.
No, I gotta say,
Gen 4, sorry.
I was looking at some of the new Pokemons, and I don't like the designs for most of them. I think the older generation. This could just me talking about nostalgia, but I do feel like the designs.
It is.
I newer designs doesn't.
There's a lot of people like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they made this into a design. It's like Magnemite is literally just a magnet with an eyeball.
And his evolution, just 3 of them
And they're
together.
like, oh my god! And again, like I do like them more probably because of nostalgia. But people are like, oh my gosh, they made a trash Pokemon. Like it's literally made out of garbage. They're like, yeah, Grimer's literally just a pile of crap. Like it's just slime.
Fly Pokemon.
Ditto's just a pink blob with like a smiley face on it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Okay, alrighty, guys. Well, that is it. That's all that we have for tonight. Thanks so much for watching this. Remember, you can watch this first on YouTube, and then if you only like listening to podcasts and not watching them, you can listen to them 2 weeks later on Podomatic, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll also post these on all our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll be playing our Soul Link of Emerald on, I think that would be Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. I don't know. Tuesday nights for sure, I believe. And for Thursday nights. And maybe 2 more days. Maybe 4 days out of the 7.
Again, there will be more frequent streams. They'll be shorter, but they'll be more often. It won't be twice a week. We might be 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah. So follow us on there. It's going to be the same on all of them at Chibi Podcast, capital C, capital N, capital P. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you next time. This is David the Smash Fan.
Mr.
Japorean.
And Shark King.
And this is Chibi Podcast. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Dun, dun, dun.
Horny 2 and Lydia.
He had one maybe bad Pokemon.
Where?
None
Where's
of
the
them were
bad
bad.
Pokemon?
None of them were bad. The only thing
I said
that's-
maybe
No,
bad.
the only one that's
I said maybe bad. Look at Paul's. Look at Paul's gosh dang team.
Where's the bad Pokemon?
Look at his team.
Paul's was stacked. No,
Yours was.
yours
Don't
was
give me.
more
Don't
stacked,
give me
Diego.
that bull crap.
No. Paul's was more stacked than mine.
No.
Pterodactyl.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
He
If I
has-
had to pick your team,
Your team.
I'll take your team over
your
Paul's
The
team.
only downside
Look,
was
Pokemon
my
over Paul's
Aggron. The only downside was my Aggron had low attack.
he always does.
That's his,
No, like his
Freaking
attack and
stats.
special attacks were just butts.
He's a tanky mon. That's
Yeah, he's
fine.
tanky.
That's why he compensates.
Look, yeah. And then look, this one of the things is mine.
Maybe you would complain about Electrode. If
This is mine. Reggie, look, I Pidgeot, Ninetales still wasn't strong. Vileplume, Starmie, and
Yeah, dude.
look at that.
Hey, you did good.
No,
You did good.
and then look at he had Hitmonchan, Jirachi was good. Weezing is okay. I don't know how he did anything with him. T-Tar got killed later on.
so the thing is, what's surprising, if I recall.